Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Make sure you hit that like, share, and subscribe for more content. Thanks for watching today. So today we're going to be talking about a bushcraft knife, and this is, I would say, a modern classic or kind of an OG bushcraft knife. It's been around for, the better part of a decade, and a lot of people have had it, but I want to revisit this because this is an old knife, and I want to talk about, does it still hold up with modern knives, and specifically not modern knives, but knives that have come out in the past 5 years? How does this knife stack up to, let's say, some of the LT Wrights and some of the other stuff? And we're going to talk about kind of some of the budget stuff because I consider this kind of in a budget realm. So let's talk about it. So most of it, if you're watching this video, you know all about ESEE. I'm not going to go into the whole history of ESEE and bore you to death because everybody that has ever made a ESEE knife video has talked about it. So this is the ESEE PR4, and it's been out for a good while. This is actually one of the first bushcraft knives that I got years ago when I was really getting into bushcraft knives and collecting them. Now, there is a lot of controversy around this knife. What is that controversy? If you don't know, that is the handle. They call this, some companies call this the Rocky Mountain pattern or, scallop pattern. They have these grooves on it. Instead of just being smooth micarta, they have these divots that have been, dremeled out or whatever you want to call it into it. So it kind of gives you a grip all around it. And some people hate it. Some people love it. There are some Knife Connection and some other people make some aftermarket scales for this that you can change it out. But let's jump over to the table here, and we're going to kind of work our way through the knife. And we're going to talk about what my thoughts are and if you should waste your money or spend your money, depending on your opinion on this knife. So let's jump over the table. Okay, so here we go. So first of all, I love this sheath. It's one of my favorite sheaths out there. It's just a good, solid leather sheath made in the USA. It's just very similar to, that Kephart sheath. And this is a Kephart, inspired knife, not identical, but, it's kind of reminiscent of the Kephart. It does have a little guard here. It's a 4-inch blade, hence the name, but oxide coating on there, very sharp 90-degree spine, very thin as far as a knife goes. A lot of people don't like it, but, one thing I do like about this knife is it does have plenty of, handle. I wear a large to XL size glove, and it's got a lot of real estate if you want to do a little bit of hacking, batoning. What is this? This, I think, is probably just a really good camp knife. I wouldn't say it's a hardcore bushcraft knife. I definitely would not say it's a hardcore, big, bulky survival knife, but, it's a decent sized knife. Now, the overall length on this is right around 9 inches, 4-inch blade. So, it gives you a decent amount of purchase. I will say for a camp knife, it's not too bad. I've used this, a couple times. I've actually given one of these away to somebody. So this is kind of my second one. But honestly, it's a good knife. Does it hold up now? I don't know. I know you couldn't go wrong with it. If it catches your fancy, by all means, get it. You can pick these up for anywhere between $110 to $80, depending on where you look around online. But does it stack up to today's knife? I would say it's pretty dated. Honestly, it's kind of a dated knife, a classic knife. The sheath is really nice. Honestly, I would love to find some smoothed scales. Now, the problem is with the knife connection scales is you're not going to be able to use the sheath. It'll eventually warp it and damage your sheath. So if you do get the kind of the bigger smoothed out knife connection scales, you'll probably have to get like a Kydex sheath that's made for it. Honestly, I would like this knife a whole lot more if there was some scales that would still be about this thin, use the sheath, and it was just smoothed out. I honestly think I would prefer this knife a lot more. I probably would use it a lot more. Now, nevertheless, it's not a bad knife. You know, if you're on the fence and you want to get it and add it to your collection, get it. If you just like the way it looks, get it. I talked to some people and they said they've gotten some hot spots with the, you know, kind of the jumping on here. But all in all, I haven't really experienced that. But, you know, it does give you some different grip patterns. But, you know, I would say it's kind of a dated design. I'm not going to get rid of it, but it's probably not what I would say the best out there. There are a lot better options out there, but that's not to say that this is not a bad knife. For me, I'm kind of on the camp of I don't like the grooves and how they did the handle. The blade itself is phenomenal. It's a really good kind of it's not a Scandi grind. If you can tell, you know, it kind of goes up into a saber, at least in my opinion. You can kind of see there a little high saber grind. But, you know, it's a really good knife, good for, you know, doing some fine work and prying some stuff. And ESEE has a really good lifetime, no questions asked warranty on the knife. So, you know, there's that. Balance on the knife, you know, at the tang, it's handle heavy. You know, the balance is not the best, obviously, because the handle's so long, but not too bad. I will say that it's just a handy knife. I would say this is just a really good camp knife. I wouldn't call this a hardcore bushcraft knife, obviously. So, yeah, those are just my 2 cents. If you like the content and you want to see more videos and more knife reviews and more outdoor gear reviews and backpacking and camping and stuff like that, hit that like, share, and subscribe. If you haven't gone already, go check out some of my shorts. My shorts on my channel are more kind of a video blog of just what I'm up to from day to day. It may not be 100%, you know, mountain outdoor adventure or bushcraft or stuff like that. It's a little bit of everything on my shorts. So appreciate it. Getting a lot of momentum and growth on the channel. So long-term subscribers, thanks a lot. And we will see you on the next video. Stay safe.